One of the fundamental original supporters of the Barcode idea was actually the Ministry of Research and Innovation of the Ontario government. And it is a great pleasure for me to ask the Minister of Research and Innovation, the Honourable Glen Murray, to come forward and say a few words to you. Actually, Glen and I go back quite a long time. I first met him when he was in Winnipeg, and as probably some of you who are Canadian would know, this man took a city that was considerably in trouble and absolutely revolutionized it in the way that people think about the city now and the way this city is truly moving forward. And he's brought that energy and enthusiasm to a number of projects, including one in Guelph, which we haven't quite yet finished, but we're going to, I'm sure, and now has moved into the Ministry of Research and Innovation in Ontario. I'm particularly excited that he is going to be engaging with us in the discussions around not only what is happening in Guelph, but I think a continued support of the Barcode projects. So it is with great pleasure that I would ask Glen Murray to come forward and say a few words to you in our launch, technically, of the International Barcode of Life. Thank you, Glen.
Alistair, thank you very much. We were actually in turf wars together. It's unusual for a scientist and a politician to be on the same side in a turf war, but this actually happened. There are some folks that want to populate some very valuable research lands with turf grass for golf courses. Alistair and I had more elevated expectations, and I hate golf. Chers amis, bienvenue à notre pays. Canada, c'est un pays mondial. Donc, notre chambre ici, c'est mon quartier, c'est le quartier de 30 au centre. Il y a plus de 167 langues qui parlent dans la rue de notre quartier. C'est une expérience unique, je pense, pour tout le monde. J'espère que notre pays, c'est votre pays. Parce qu'il y a des personnes qui parlent espagnol, chinois, toutes les langues du monde, et parlent dans le rue de notre ville. I want to thank you very much for coming, and I want to thank you for being part of my country, and I hope it is your country. I represent the area that you're looking at outside the window there, and there are 167 languages spoken in the streets of my community. You would probably, I dare say, find every person who is here from a different country. You would find a brother or sister who was born or would be able to tell you their grandparent or their grandmother or their parents were born in your country. We are not very nationalist people in this country. We're only 32 million people. Vancouver, I think, traces its roots to having more Canadians of Asian origin than European now. That city out there that you're looking at will soon have a population that reflects the diversity of the world. It will be more Arab and African and more Asian than it is currently European, and that transition is extraordinary. I'm in a government with a caucus of 72 people. Over 30 of my colleagues, just approaching half now, do not trace their roots back to Europe, but to some other part of the world. We are trying to do something that is almost unbarcodable right now, which is to try and build a country that is completely global, where we proudly are as proud of where we came from as where we are right now, and we look at to where we're going to be tomorrow through your eyes, not through ours. And this research project, maybe more powerfully catalytic than almost anything else, is that I think we're big believers in open source, and we hope you'll keep your finger in our back to make sure we do that. The gravity of the challenges that we face today are so extraordinarily overwhelming. If we do not share our generosity, our wealth, and our ideas openly, if scientists can't be scientists before they're nationals of a different country, if we can't care about children in Rwanda as much as we care about children who live next door to us, then we fail to be the kind of human beings that our knowledge, our science, and our aspirations and our faiths demand of us. We have been challenged in politics to be overly populist. to even listen to people who tell us that we should be anti-elitist, that somehow people who think and who are educated are part of a problem when they are very much the solution to the struggling working lives of every Canadian family.